In a business world of information overload, we strip away the complexity and confusion to give you the essence of financial news. Pure value. Biz Asia, America.
Welcome back to America's Now. Way Bilingual Center is the first publicly funded dual language school in the United States. While children from all over the world attend Way precisely because they want to preserve their native language, for many in South Florida, the future of education goes beyond being able to speak two languages. It is about being biliterate. America's Now contributing correspondent Nitza Soledad Perez recently spent time at the school, where she got to see firsthand the choral way of teaching.
And Elizabeth, did you find some synonyms for that one?
Dragoon and Lancer.
Very good. Vera?
Army and Warriors.
Warriors, I like that one. Warriors.
Vena just got her synonyms for the word cavalry right.
Because when we do the test, those are that
She's a 7-year-old student at the Way Elementary School, the original model school for public bilingual education in the United States.
All my family's from Cuba. So like how none of them know English, only my mom. So I'm like, oh my God, do I know Spanish or English? And I'm like, oh my God, I like both.
Her world is split in two languages, Spanish at home and English in the social context.
In which language do you feel more comfortable, English or Spanish?
Spanish. Because like not that much people know English, so like more people know Spanish.
In your life, with your family?
Yeah.
Okay.
But not really. I probably most like Spanish. It's more easier for me.
In the 1960s, Way Elementary School welcomed children of political refugees from Cuba. Their mission was not to make sure that they learned English and assimilated into the American culture, but to make sure that they remained fluent in their native language and close to their Cuban roots. Josephine Otero has been the principal of Way for the last 2 years.
We had a big influx into this area, which is known as Little Havana, from Cuba. And the students that were migrating to this neighborhood only spoke Spanish. They knew no English, so the students would be arriving at the school. Of course, everybody here at the school spoke English. And the community and the school district wanted to be able to reach out to these new immigrants coming into the school, especially in this area, and make them successful. So in 1963, they converted Way Elementary to Way Bilingual.
Today, it educates children from all over the world.
In this school, 1,500 students, ages 4 to 14, spend half of their day learning in English and the other half in Spanish.
What would make you tantalizing, Sarah?
The bilingual curriculum is broken down like this. The English instructor teaches them language arts, reading and science, and the Spanish professor teaches them math bilingually, Spanish grammar and literature, and social studies in Spanish. Way has led the way in bilingual immersion instruction, and the results have set the standard. The students' test scores are the highest in the city of Miami. Recently, Miami-Dade County won the Broad Prize for becoming the #1 urban district, making the greatest progress in raising student achievement. At the school, 89% of the students are Hispanic. The other 11% are African American, Asian, and white.
My mom's from Peru, my dad's from Swiss, and I'm from Spain.
And how many languages do you speak?
2, but I'm learning French.
And then I repeated my question in Spanish, and for this 9-year-old, the transition was effortless.
¿Tus papás?
Perú, Suecia, y yo soy de España.
And she even has a Spaniard accent in Spanish. I'm asking where she was born.
Madrid.
Now, Kendall, ¿cómo estás?
Bien.
How old are you, Kendall?
10.
10, what's your last name?
Royal.
Royal. Kendall, tell me a little bit about your day here at the school. How does it go?
It goes well, and I like how we have 3 teachers, and I like how we get to practice writing for the FCAT writing in my class. And it's very fun when in the morning we learn about Florida, but in Spanish.
And there's one myth they've been able to debunk here in Miami-Dade. Learning a second or third language will not delay academic progress. Allison, of Chinese descent, plays classical piano, speaks 3 languages, including Spanish with a Cuban twist, and she can prove it.
¿Cuál es tu clase favorita?
Banda.
¿Cuál?
Banda.
Explícame de qué se trata la clase de banda.
Banda es como muchas personas con diferentes instrumentos y se toca todo en un mismo tiempo y es muy divertido ahí. Tenemos parties y otra cosa.
But it wasn't always this hip to be bilingual in South Florida. Raquel Regalado, a Miami-Dade County School Board member, remembers what it was like in the 70s.
When the Miami Sound Machine's Conga became a national hit, it was an important moment in my personal childhood, right? Because all of a sudden, being Cuban American and being bilingual was cool. We had not been cool up to that point.
Cool or not, language instruction is not a priority in Florida, and funding remains a major problem. It's not part of the curriculum score, a contradiction for a state whose #1 source of income is tourism, mainly coming from Latin America.
We have a governor that, visits Brazil, visits here, visits there, and they talk about bringing these businesses to the state of Florida, but they don't understand that then you have to have the workforce that can do that work in that language. You can't just assume that everyone's going to come speaking English.
Local governments might be slow in understanding the importance of bilingual education, but the kids thrive on it.
How do you feel going from English to Spanish continually at school?
I feel well. I feel that I manage them very well, both of them. I've lived here 7 years. I was born in Spain, in Madrid. Thanks to this great, tremendous school, I have gotten my Spanish again. The first or second year I came, I went to another school, I lost all my Spanish. And I came here, I have my accent, and I have it all.
Our thanks to Nitza Soledad Perez for that report from Miami. The choral way of teaching is winning converts both nationally and internationally, and it is now recognized as a model in bilingual education. That brings us to the conclusion of our broadcast this week. You can find us on the web at cctv-america.com, and you can also find us on Facebook at cctvamerica.com. And please join us again next week for another edition of America's Now. See you then.